Hey everybody, Movie Review Next Door here, and I'm back with another review. This time, turning to the Bourne series with The Bourne Legacy. This is a 2012 action thriller spy film directed by Tony Gilroy, and it stars Jeremy Renner, Rachel Weisz, Edward Norton, Stacy Keach, Oscar Isaac, Joan Allen, Albert Finney, and David Strahan. In this film, new CIA operative Aaron Cross experiences life or death stakes after that have been triggered by the previous actions of Jason Bourne. So, what did I think of the Bourne Legacy? Just say, let me readjust that. Okay. Well, this is the film that a lot of people say is the black sheep of the series. They say it doesn't have what makes the others fantastic action movies or some of the best action movies. And while this isn't a fantastic movie, I definitely think it's the best in the series so far. I was saying that for Ultimatum. Now seeing this, I think this is the best. I think it's a good film. Let me get to the cast first. Jeremy Renner plays Aaron Cross, new CIA operative, part of an offshoot of Treadstone. I think he is a much needed breath of fresh air for the series because Matt Damon was really getting on my nerves. It's not that Matt Damon was terrible or anything, it's that he doesn't fit the role. Jeremy Renner does. Jeremy Renner has a natural charisma, and I buy him more as this kind of human with some uh who makes smart decisions on the fly, and it doesn't come off as much like a superpower here as it does with Jason Bourne. But I do like Jeremy Renner in this, and I think even though the fights are still a bit shaky cam, quick cut editing nonsense, it does feel more like he is actually landing hits rather than just fumbling with someone in front of the camera. Rachel Weisz plays Dr. Marta Shearing. She experiences a traumatic event and is on the run with Jeremy Renner's character, Aaron Cross. I like Rachel Weisz a lot. I think she does a great job here. I think both him and her are something that the series really hasn't had since the first film, but what they did with Franco Potente wasn't. It was, first off, really unoriginal. Bourne Supremacy is basically just another version of The Fugitive, so people saying it's original is really rich. But um, I think you have a very nice pairing of main actors here. Edward Norton plays Bayer. He's I don't even know if you'd call him the main villain, but he is the person that is going after Cross and Shearing. He's fine. I love Edward Norton, but he's not really given a ton to do here. Um, Much like these types of characters in the other films. Stacy Keach plays Terso. He's a retired general, I think. He's fine. Oscar Isaac is outcome number 3. He's one of the outcome agents that's helping Cross in the beginning. He's all right. Joan Allen plays Pamela Landy. In one scene that's supposed to tie into the third film, which I will say that is something I'm a bit disappointed with this film on, that it doesn't really end the story. It makes it more, oh, she got the items illegally, so none of it will be held against David Strahan's character, which I don't know if that's what they're going for, but that's what it kind of feels like. Because I'm pretty sure her character doesn't return, and David Strahan's character doesn't return in Jason Bourne. So, and David Strahan is Noah Vosen. He's only in a couple scenes. He's there again. He doesn't give really great performances in these movies. But here's the thing. This film, yes, it is very different from the other Bourne films in that it focuses on a character that is not Jason Bourne. Apparently what happened was Matt Damon read the script. There's two sides of this. Paul Greengrass apparently chose to not direct it after seeing the script. and then Matt Damon either chose to not do it because of the script or because Paul Greengrass wasn't directing. I'm glad Paul Greengrass isn't directing this because this film is actually watchable. Like, as an action film, it is watchable. Again, I won't say the action scenes are fantastic here, but sorry about this, I'm fidgeting. But I won't say they're fantastic, but the chase sequences here aren't that bad. They're directed so you can actually tell what the fuck's going on. And the the hand-to-hand fight sequences are still crappily edited and shaky cam bullshit, but Jeremy Renner at least seems to be doing his own fighting, and he's definitely better at his own stunts than Matt Damon is, in that it feels like he's actually winning a fight and it's not just, you know, Matt Damon fumbling around with another actor. It feels a lot more visceral here. Not because of the shaky cam. I hate the fucking shaky cam. It ruins so many movies that could have been like a lot of fun. Just because they want to be lazy and not like it's like the director wants to make an action movie without going to the extra effort to make an action movie. People can call action movies schlock all they want, but it takes a lot of fucking effort to make fights and fist fights, gun fights, chase sequences look really great and really elicit excitement from the audience. And I'm surprised any of the first three Bourne movies really elicited a lot of excitement. But there is a really good chase sequence near the end of this film. And while I will say there isn't a ton of action in this, there's like a bit at the house and there's like a bit at the factory, and then there's the ending bike sequence, which again I do think is well done. It's this film is more about suspense, and I'm actually I'm okay with that. I don't need the film to be like super action packed. I will say I would be maybe more into it if there was like an extra scene or two of action. Given the length of this film, this amount of action scenes would be fine in an hour and a half film. Um, but this film is 2 hours and 15 minutes, which I will say I wasn't bored by this movie, but I do think that you could cut out maybe 10 minutes of the movie and it would flow a bit better because I do think the time is a bit too much. Again, even though I didn't really feel the runtime. Um, but again, like the action that's here is fine. I had no real issues with it other than the shaky cam. Um, there are some standout moments in this movie though. I there are things that I actually thought were very superbly done. Rachel Weisz has multiple moments of really good acting. There's the bit where the two people come up to her house and they're trying to check her out for psych stuff. She does some really good acting here. And I think throughout the movie she is really, really, really good. There's and what preceded that is a coworker that kind of goes insane at her work in the lab and starts shooting random he starts shooting other scientists, just kind of he randomly just like goes mad, and it's a really intense scene. It's very well directed. It's not shaky cam. It just the camera kind of coldly follows the scientists reacting to it and him just executing them, and it's really fucking hard to watch. Even in a PG-13 movie, you can make an intense sequence, and this is it. It's a shame more directors don't know how to do that. This Tony Gilroy guy, he's directed two other movies. He directed Michael Clayton with George Clooney and Duplicity with Clive Owen and Julie Roberts, which I own. I haven't seen it yet, but I am curious about it. I think it's a rom-com spy thriller, but I like his directing here. the direction during the chase sequences is much better than the past three movies, and it actually feels like I can actually tell what's going on, which isn't that a freaking wonder? Uh, that you can actually tell what's going on. But the film itself, you could legitimately, while I do say it's my favorite in the series so far because I could tell what's going on and I could follow the story and all that, um, I will say that it it doesn't feel so much like a Bourne movie. You could have this be an unrelated like spy thriller, and I don't think anybody would bat an eye. But this film story takes place around the same timeline as Bourne Ultimatum, which that doesn't really factor in a ton. Certain events that happen at the end of the movie are supposed to have happened right after Supremacy. I keep wanting to say Supremacy. Ultimatum, such as Straharen's character being in front of the judge or the court or whatever, and Joan Allen getting into her car. But other than that, it doesn't really tie in that much. And again, I actually did become interested in Joan Allen's character, and I kind of wish that she had more to do, or that it didn't end with her just like, like, oh, the documents, you acquired them illegally, that kind of thing. Um, Again, she is the fourth name on the front of the Blu-ray. The fifth, Albert Finney, he is only in the film in dialogue. He doesn't show up on screen, which is fucking weird. But maybe there were scenes that were cut. Um doesn't say here that well, it does say deleted scenes. I didn't watch any of the deleted scenes. But maybe if I ever watch this again, I'll watch the deleted scenes, but yeah, they're the one thing that I've seen constantly about this movie is that it has not as sharp of writing as the first three films. I didn't find the writing of the first three films anything that special, and here the writing is perfectly fine. I don't really understand the issue. People saying it's like stupidly written when the last film had multiple scenes of them saying, "Oh, Kreitz, she's Marie Kreitz, she's dead. Oh, she's dead. Bourne is after us because she dead." Like, and I'm like, this is not good writing. You're spelling it out for the audience. Um, and yeah, it's just I don't understand people's opinions on these movies really. It's okay if you love these movies. It's okay if you think these are the best action movies ever. But my retort would be, you should watch more action movies. But yeah, um, not much more I can say about this. I'd say if you're already watching the first three films and you're into them, who knows? Maybe you'll like this, maybe you won't, but I really didn't have many issues with it. If the fight scenes were shot a bit better, and if there was maybe an extra scene of action, it could maybe go up to a 9. But yeah, as it stands, I still think it's a pretty good action spy thriller. But yeah, that was my review of The Bourne Legacy. If you've seen the film, let me know what you thought. Um, in the comments. Recommendations, put them in the comments, and movie reviewer next door.